Hello guys, welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about procrastination. We're going to touch procrastination, the causes and how we can tackle it down. Procrastination is something that every human being is guilty about because we all are indifferent, right? But it's not something to beat yourself about. Understanding the root cause of your procrastination can help you overcome it. So stay tuned, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe so that you can get more educative and personal developmental content like this. So procrastination simply means escaping important or urgent tasks and instead focusing on the less important or the easier tasks or the things that are more enjoyable and comfortable to do, right? We are all guilty of this fact. And procrastination is different from laziness in that with procrastination, you're actually willing to act, but you have some distractions. It could be fear, it could be stress, it could be anxiety. Meanwhile, laziness is just the unwillingness to act. Like you don't just want to do it, you don't want to do it at all. But with procrastination, you have that urge to do it, but you need some motivation or certain things are distracting you from carrying out your task. And as we all know, procrastination is the thief of time. Like what you can do today, you can keep on postponing it till you never do it. So it's best to always do it now, do it when it's necessary, grab the opportunity to do it immediately, get done with it and move on to the next. So as we all know, human beings are not perfect. We are all guilty of procrastination in one way or the other. And on today's video, today's topic, we're going to be talking about the causes of procrastination and how we can solve it. I myself, I'm very, very guilty about procrastination. To be honest, guys, like most of the times we want it the easy way, right? We want everything the easy way. So if you want to understand better, and more so whenever I discover that I have a problem, I always try to solve the problem by first of all checking what is causing this problem, because the likelihood of just solving a problem on the surface without really going deep is that the problem never really gets solved. So when you understand it, like you want to understand, why am I procrastinating? Why have I become this way? Why am I doing this thing which is not urgent when I know very well that I have to be doing the task that is urgent? So is this coming from fear? Is this coming from an insecurity? Is this coming from a place of anxiety? Is this coming from a post-traumatic stress disorder? So it's always good to like know the cause of the problem before addressing it. I for one, I do interior designs, and I'm so grateful for what my career has taught me. It has helped me to manage my emotions, my habits and everything. Sometimes I will know very well that this is a task I have to be doing at this moment, but I rather go to do something which is enjoyable, easier to do and stuff like that. So sometimes we're even aware we're really aware of what we're supposed to be doing, but we keep doing it because it's normal that the human being is indifferent, right? So if you've been procrastinating, don't be hard on yourself. Instead, try to find out. Maybe you're afraid that maybe you cannot do it, or maybe you're a perfectionist, you just have some fears, and our thoughts become our reality. Like for example, if somebody gives you a job to do, you accept to do the job, but instead of doing the job on time, you're scared, or there are some delays, you cannot talk to the client. So let's look at the different causes of procrastination. One of the causes is overestimating the amount of time left. I can recall to when I was in the university, when we have exams approaching, like let's say 2 weeks, we have to write exams in 2 weeks. This is very relatable, especially to students who were not under control, like they had their own free will. You're living on your own. Nobody is telling you that you have to be reading now, you have to be sleeping now, you have to be doing this now. So there's no, especially if you were used to self-discipline or used to somebody telling you that do like this, do like this. So you see that the amount of procrastination, the level is high like this, because you're thinking in your head that 2 weeks is enough time. So you're overestimating 2 weeks. Then sometimes you just say, I'm not even in the right mood, I'm going to be in the right mood, and just like that, before you know it, you have 1 day left with a pile of notes to read. Your workload is more than you, and stuff like that. So one of the main causes of procrastination is overestimating the time or overestimating the motivation needed to do the task, and we are all guilty of this. Another reason for procrastination is perfectionism. Like, so many of us, so many people are perfectionists. I'm very guilty of this perfectionist fact, because I don't know whether maybe it's from growing up, my mom expected, I don't know, sometimes parents make their children to have this notion that everything has to be perfect, or if they are not perfect, it's not good, or fear of failure. Because for perfectionism, this really affected me, especially when I come back from school and I present my results to my mom. Even if I was a first in class, I'll present my report card to my mom. I'm the first in class with the highest average, and my mom will still tell me that you have not done good enough. Then I'm like, what? So when it comes to this perfectionism, I'm very, very guilty. So I was always trying, I don't know in the end if I was trying to please her or to get that validation or whatever. And then it even affected me right down to the university. So all my friends knew me. Like, when they come to my house is always spotless. Like, all my dresses are folded, the kitchen is clean, everything is kempt. It's as if there's an audience that is watching me if everything is not perfect. And then as I started growing, my brain started maturing, and I started understanding that it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay not to be perfect. And this perfectionism can affect you and affect your career, because someone can give you a big job, and just the fear of that you're not going to satisfy the person, the fear of failure will draw you back. It's going to make you not to accept the job, or to accept the job to please the person and say that you can do it. Then you have taken the job now, you're scared, you're afraid, you don't do it, you're procrastinating and all that. So perfectionism even comes with irrational thinking, because at that point in time you're thinking with your emotions, you're not thinking critically. So even if you don't do the job perfectly, there's nothing wrong with that. So guys, like I said, perfectionism is one of the things that causes us to procrastinate a lot. And I really love the topic of today, because it relates very well to me and my career. Like, perfectionism is just a fear of failure, irrational thinking. Like, you think that people's success just comes like that without shortcomings, or there's nothing like imperfection. Like, you take a job and you're scared that you don't want to let the person down in such a way that you don't even have motivation to do the job. So, and this becomes like a vicious cycle, because first of all, you take a job that you cannot do, or you set a goal that you cannot achieve, and then because you're afraid, you have anxiety, you're scared that you not do it perfectly, you don't even do it, and then you feel the person, like what you think actually happens, irrational thinking, negative thinking, what you think actually happens, and you set another goal and the vicious cycle continues. So perfectionism is one of the causes of procrastination. So if you're a perfectionist like me, it's later, after my brain started opening well, because as we all know, the human brain really matures when it's 25, when the person turns 25 years old. It's even now that I understand that it's okay not to be perfect, because I always wanted to do it well done. Like even my workers, if they don't do a job I give them well, I just become so frustrated. Also, procrastination is fear. First of all, before we go into this fear, I want to just say that fear is the greatest enemy of mankind. Like anything you're afraid of has power over you. Because if you're scared, like let's say for example, you have upcoming exams, or you have a job, or a client that's giving you an outfit to do, to design, or anything, and you're already driven by the emotion of fear. This already drives you into a state of not reasoning logically, because the job you have to do is based on logical reasoning, not on your emotions. So once you drive into that point of fear, or say, take for example, you're preparing for an exam and you're scared of the exam in such a way that you don't even prepare. So you just even give up. You don't prepare for it. And then when the exam comes now, you write the exam and fail, and you reassure yourself that you knew that you're not going to pass in the first place. So fear is the greatest enemy of mankind, and it helps us to procrastinate a lot. Another main factor of procrastination is disorganization. And this is a problem to so many people, because it's not a skill that was even taught in school. Like I really wish the right things were taught in school. Disorganization in school, they didn't teach us how to prioritize things. Like say for example, this is common within students. Let's say for example, tomorrow you people have to write biology exams, chemistry exams, English exams. As we all know, most of us will start preparing for English exams first, because it's easier and there's not much work needed, instead of preparing for the biology or the chemistry first. We instead go for what is easier. So disorganization makes you not to even prioritize your work, and even day-to-day tasks. Like you just think that it cannot be subdivided into small parts, in which if you take a task that cannot be subdivided into smaller tasks, don't even take the task at all, because it's going to discourage you. You say that, oh, it's a big chunk of tasks, I cannot even do it. Like always take something that can be divided, like the first step, the second step, the third step. You do it step by step, and you see that when you put all these steps together, you've accomplished a great task. So disorganization can be fixed by doing like a to-do list. Like you can categorize your to-do list, like Brian Tracy always says, from A has the list with the most priority, the task with the most priority, B has the task with the second least priority, and C is just the easier task. So another point with procrastination is thinking that we know it all. especially for exams. When we're preparing for exams, just say, this is common with all human beings and it's very normal. Just say, I know all those things in the book. Until your friend picks up the notes, opens it, and asks you that, what is this? Please explain this to me. And you're just there staring at the person like, so we have this notion. Just to escape working or reading or actually preparing for it. So now that we have seen all the courses, I'll take you guys back. Overestimating the time and the motivation needed. Point 2, being a perfectionist. Point 3, fear of failure. Point 4, disorganization. And point 5, thinking we know it all, thinking that we can remember the dates, the time, everything, the notes in our books, the details, like human beings. Always think that they can remember everything. Or if somebody gives you a job, they say they're precise in that. I want this thing painted in gold, and you go and paint it in a different color. Just because you think that you remembered. All these things just fuels procrastination, and it's very good that we tackle it down. So another way in which you can fight procrastination is to give yourself the ability to make mistakes. The things they didn't teach us in school was always damning the people that failed their exams and everything. But that is not even realistic in normal day-to-day life, right? Because there are so many lessons that we learn from failure. There are so many lessons that will be learned from failure rather than faking perfection. So it's very important to free yourself to make mistakes. Make the mistakes and learn from them. Even if you disappoint people, take the lesson from it. Let that fuel you to the next level of growth. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, please share with your friends. You can comment below on what self-development topic you want us to talk on next. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button so that you can push our algorithm so our video goes viral. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. So now that we've seen the different causes of procrastination, these are the following points I'm about to make are the different ways in which we can stop procrastinating, or the ways in which we can be able to get up and do our tasks now. So the very first thing is breaking your tasks into smaller chunks. Then enjoy doing the tasks. Like, why do you even take something you don't like doing? Because what will even motivate you to do it, right? So than to take a task that you don't like doing and you end up disappointing the person and not even doing it at all, why take it in the first place? Instead, go for what you love so that you have motivation to do the task. If you divide it into small steps, you have the motivation to finish the small step, come to the next, finish this one, come to the next. And also developing a habit of doing it now, like doing it fast and moving on to the next. And then setting goals, set reasonable goals that can be achieved. Another way in which you can fight procrastination is to give yourself the ability to make mistakes. The things they didn't teach us in school was always damning the people that failed their exams and everything. But that is not even realistic in normal day-to-day life, right? Because there are so many lessons that we learn from failure. There are so many lessons that will be learned from failure rather than faking perfection. So it's very important to free yourself to make mistakes. Make the mistakes and learn from them. Even if you disappoint people, take the lesson from it. Let that fuel you to the next level of growth. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, Please share with your friends. You can comment below on what self-development topic you want us to talk on next. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button so that you can push our algorithm so our video goes viral. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.